Good evening, guys. Welcome back. We will continue with our Ansible session. So today is Ansible Day 8 session, and today the date is 29th of Jan 2025, and the date is and the timing is evening 9 5 p.m. IST. So in our last session, that is on our day 7 session, we had continued with the models. We had covered some important model like file model, shell model, package model. And I think when we were trying to go with configuring the CentOS server, I think we were facing some issue with the yum repos, right? Because when we try to install some commands with the help of a yum install command, it was throwing error because uh, it was trying to install through some repos actually, but that repo was not a proper repo URL. Hence, I think it was failing it. So today, what we'll do, guys, we will try to fix the issue on whatever. So I have launched one more new server because when I was checking into it and I was trying to explain something. So that the previous server which we had created in the last session, right? So that got somewhat that there was some issue with that server. So I just terminated that. I launched just now before we start the session. I just launched it now. So we'll try to log into all these servers and then we'll try to fix first. We'll try to fix the CentOS issue and then we'll proceed with the class. Okay. So what would be our today's agenda in a date? We will try to again continue with the models only because there are a few other models which we need to concentrate today. Like one is like yum repo model, yum repository model, yum model. What else we have? We have other models like yeah, this is something like service model. Yeah, this is what. So all these models we need to cover. And then like we will go with the introduction to the playbook file. I think hopefully we will start today about the introduction. But before I start the introduction to the playbook, I need to explain about what is a YAML and or YAML and JSON data formats. I think I need to little bit explain about that. So maybe we might not be able to cover introduction to the playbook. We will do that from tomorrow, but at least we'll try to complete all these topics, whatever I have mentioned over here. At least these things we will try to complete by today. Okay. So now, is it fine, guys? So shall we go it? Yeah. Now, so now, so let us try to log in. So you know that these are the Ansible control manager, right? Or right, and we have node 1, node 2. These are all these three servers are Ubuntu based server, and one server which I've launched is CentOS 8. So as per the official documentation, what they said is CentOS 8 is having some issue, right? It is having some issue. You won't get the any kind of an updated package. You won't get for the CentOS 8. You will not even get any kind of a security related patches. That's the official. If you go to the official CentOS.org, CentOS.org, they have given all those details. If you are working on CentOS 9 or CentOS 7.8 or 7 series, right? Those series, no, those series, those are some little stable series and where you can able to use it. But again, the CentOS 8 and CentOS 7, all this, they've stopped supporting from 2024 onwards. So the last update what we got is in 2024, right? After that, they have stopped supporting anything. Even Red Hat itself has stopped supporting any kind of a CentOS based operating system. So in most of the company, you will see that even they are doing migration from the CentOS. For example, earlier, very long back, some 10 years or 15 years back, if they have hosted any application on CentOS, they have started migrating into RHEL or some other Linux distribution, preferably RHEL, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, right? So that's how they've been doing now. But anyhow, like the CentOS is an open source and is a free of cost. We need not to pay any money, and there's no licensing requirement for the CentOS. That's what we choose this, right? But if you work on CentOS, the same environment you would find even in Red Hat also or in RHL. That's the reason people will still use CentOS 8 or CentOS 9 for no for doing some experimental purpose or for some lab exercises, right? So let us quickly log into all these three server, guys. So I will go to my download folder. So let me go to my download folder and you could see that there's a putty software is there. So what I will do, I'll try to log in quickly in all to this server. So Ansible server, I'll try to copy the public IP, right? Ubuntu at the rate, give the public IP, go to the appearance, change it, and do it actually. So instead of doing all these things, Rajesh, can we create one profile? Yeah. So what I will do that I will just launch the putty.exe, and then what I will do that I'm going to create a session here, or else what happened here, it's already there. Let me remove it. I'll create something like Ubuntu at the rate. This is a profile I'll create, and the same thing I'll copy over here also. Ubuntu at the sorry, Ubuntu at the rate. So I'm just creating a profile for this. So now what will happen, right? So I need to do some selection here. Say for example, you have something as a terminal. This is okay. There is nothing to be changed. I'll go to the keyboard. Nothing to be changed. Bell, it should be done. Features, nothing is there here. Windows, this should be some big number. Okay, that we already there. Appearance, let us go and let us try to do a 15 or 18. So let me select 18 and I'll say okay. And I'll go to the colors and go with the default settings, and I will go to the SSH, auth, credentials, browse, go to the download and give Ansible.ppk file. So all these settings, whatever are there, I have did it for this session. So now what happened that I will save this session actually. So can you see here? It has been set. It means that tomorrow, if I try to launch it, actually, what I will do, I'll open the putty. I'll just say Ubuntu at the rate and say load. And here I have to just give the public IP. So Ansible Control Manager, just copy this public IP, come over here and give it, and then just open it. You need not to do anything further. All the settings has been done now. See, you're able to log in into the server directly. So this is the best way. First, you create a session, and like you can use that session whenever you need it actually. Right. So this you're logged in. This is the Ansible server. So let me switch to the DevOps. So we know that this is the user which we are using for communicating for the Ansible server from the Ansible to the nodes, right? Same thing what you will do, Rajesh, let me log into let me copy the public IP of the node one and go to the putty, launch the putty, just click this, load it and give the public IP. Accept the connection. Okay, same thing you can do for node 2. Copy the public IP, go over here, launch the putty, Ubuntu, load it, and just paste it like this and open. So tomorrow, next sessions, I will try to install MobiXterm software, and through the MobiX also, it will be quite very simple actually. So sudo su-devops. So for the node 1 and for the node 2 also, it is sudo su-devops. Now, okay, all these three servers have logged in, guys. Now I have to log in for the node 3, which is a CentOS actually, but I have to copy the public IP of this node 3, which is CentOS machine. Copy the public IP, come over here. The putty, I cannot use Ubuntu at the rate because this is used for logging for the Windows machine. Same thing, can create one more session for the CentOS. But right now I'm not doing it. I'll just try give CentOS at the rate, and other things and all you have to go and do the settings, appearance, and go the changes. Go to 18. Okay. Expand this SSH, expand this auth, go to the credentials, point to your Ansible.ppk file, right? Go back here and then say, paste the public IP of the node 3. This is a public IP of the address of the node 3. Open the instance actually. Okay, what happened? Yeah, accept the connection to CentOS. Yeah. So you're able to log into the CentOS actually. Okay. So now what we'll do, guys, we'll quickly try to do some setup, right? Just give me 5 minutes. It is a repetition for you all, but but everything will be the same command. So whatever we did on the last session, the same thing I'll be repeating. So sudo, I'll just open the file etc ssh ssd underscore conf. Open this file, come down. So guys, you do as many number of time, it will be very good for you because you will not forget if you start doing the same thing repeatedly again, right? If you come down, there is something like a password authentication, right? You have to just remove this. There's nothing wrong, guys. As you do n number of time, so sudo systemctl or sudo service ssh restart, right? Right? Fail to restart. Oh man, I have to give SSD restart. Yeah. Right? So you have started that SSH service. After you do that, you have to open that file vi. First, you have to add user DevOps and sudo PASSWD, the password for the DevOps. What is the DevOps user and password? I'll give the password as DevOps only. The same thing, the DevOps, right? And after that, what you have to do? Basically, you do a sudo vi sudo, because you have to give the permission, or you have to add into the sudos list, right? So where we will try to add somewhere here. At the end, you can add, right? I'll just say DevOps. I'll give the same syntax. All is equal to, from the bracket, all, no PSSWD, colon, all. This is what I will give the syntax. So I'm adding the DevOps user into the sudos list actually. Then paste it. Sorry, then save it, quit from the file. Okay, okay. Anything else is there, guys, apart from this? So we have created a user, we have enabled the password authentication to yes, and then like we have added into the sudos list. Now let us see whether I'm able to do a sudo to DevOps user. See, I'm able to switch to the DevOps user. So whether I'm able to do suppose I want to install some package, say for example, sudo yum install, assume that I want to have a wget package. So wget is not there. Suppose if I do a sudo yum install wget package. Now you could see that it is able to, this is what the error we are seeing yesterday, right? So what exactly is saying that? It is saying that it is not able to resolve this host with this name mirror list. So now what they have did now from CentOS 8, they are not using this mirror list.centos.org. Instead, what they are doing now, they are using some other list actually, the host name, which is something like a vault.centos.org. That is what it is. So how it is doing means, when you're trying to do a yum install, what exactly yum is doing that? Basically, yum is referring to this file, etc etc, what is it? Repos. What is it actually? I will get through a documentation. So what I will do basically, cd etc yum dot repo, yeah, yum dot, yeah, dot repos dot t. Yeah, this is the file with which is actually referring to CentOS.linux, CentOS-Linux actually. So if you try to do a cat of this file, CentOS.linux.base. So basically what is happening that, see, it is referring to this mirror list, but this list is not applicable now. You have to change to vault.centos.org. That is what it is. So as per the documentation, they are given that itself actually. So how do you do it? How to fix it? I think you can copy this whole error like this from here to here. Just go to the Google and just to do a CentOS 8 and paste this error. Okay, so you will get many links. Like one of the link is nothing but the forum.centos.webpanel.com. This is what the link where you'll get a solution for this. So if you open it, what they're saying it basically is that yeah, this is the link, guys. So I will paste this link. You can refer this link to fix the issue. So refer the link to fix yum repo issue in CentOS 8. So even more or less similar issue you're even having in CentOS 7, even in CentOS 9 also. More or less same issue is there. Even CentOS 7 also, if you take it, it also has the same thing, right? You have to do some changes actually. Now, if you come over here, they have given some information about, like, saying that where is it actually, guys? If you come to the link, they are given somewhere, somebody has given a link information that saying that actually that you could see that actually that they have added this mirror list, right? They have changed it to something known as a vault.centos.org. So this is what this mirror.centos.org, this has to be renamed to this one actually, right? But what happened right here? if you go to this server and if you go to the repo.list and say ls, you could see that there are so many other files are there. In many of the other files, you'll find the same error actually. I mean, sorry, you're having the same mirror.centos.org. So if you try to grep this word, right? ls-l pipe it to grep of hyphen I, uh, paste this thing like this. If you search for it, I think ls hyphen or else grep hyphen r. See, you will see many files where you are having this base URL which is using this mirror.centos. You need to do all the changes in most of this file actually. Right. So what they're given means they are saying that you just blindly execute this command, set command. So this will try to do all the changes. So just copy this command and just add the sudo in between actually. I mean, before this, add a sudo command. Same thing. I'll just say sudo space and execute the second command. And just say sudo and execute this third command. So basically using a set command to do some file operations. So sudo and go to this one more. This is the command. Right? And then you go and you try to run this sudo. Okay. So after that, you have to say sudo yum clean all. You have to execute this command. So there are no. Also, now if you try to do a sudo yum, if I execute the update command, it will start updating. See, it is working. So it is referring to the repos now, the actual repos now, right? And then it is trying to save. So now you could see that it is request that 399 MB is required. So it will take time, guys, because it upgrades 45 packages, existing packages, and it will try to install some fresh new package. So totally it is trying to do changes into almost like 300 packages. So this will take a lot of time. I don't want to really do an update now, but whether I can find it out, whether I can install any package, yeah, sudo yum install what is the command, wget command and -y. So just try to check whether this will execute it or not. See, you were able to install the wget package. See, it is getting installed. Can you see? Wget is getting installed. So is it fine, guys? Did you understood? So you have to just follow the document and you have to see the steps actually. So you will find these issues if you're using 7.7, but for CentOS 7, there is a particular document is there. Again, I think if you go to this and just try to give a CentOS 7, could not resolve this, something like that. And uh, you will get this same thing, support.cpanel.net. If you open this is for CentOS 7, right? See, this is for CentOS 7 they are given. And what is saying that actually you have to go to this path yum repo list, open the CentOS base repo and just copy paste this whole thing actually saying where they're using the vault.centos.org for 7.9 or for this series actually. That's what they have given this step. So you have to just copy this whole thing and then at the end you have to just say yum clean all and yum make cache. So once you do go and do the changes into this base, CentOS-base.repo file, then you have to execute this command and after that update, yum update, everything will start working. This is for CentOS 7, right? And whatever we saw, this is for CentOS 8. So guys, I hope that this is clear now, right? Any questions you have? Okay, fine. Now, anyhow, it is fine, working fine now. So now my main intention is that actually now everything has been set up. Now my my Ansible server have to communicate with this server, which is a CentOS 8 server. I mean, which is nothing but the Node 3, which is CentOS 8. If you say sudo hostname ctl set hyphen hostname, what is it? I'll just say node 3, right? Now, if you say bash, I could see that it is nothing but your node 3 actually. So whether I should able to communicate for that, you have to just say sudo, what is it? SSH hyphen copy ID, DevOps at the rate, give the private AP address of the node 3. So node 3 is nothing but your CentOS machine. Just copy this and then come over here and just add it and say enter. What is it, guys? Hmm. Yes. It'll ask me for the password. I'll give DevOps and say enter. It has added that key. Now, if I cannot do an SSH now to the DevOps at the rate, just see whether it'll shouldn't ask any password. Yesterday we did all these things, right? So now you could see that you are able to log into the Node 3, right? So now I'll exit out. So it means that your Ansible server is able to communicate with the Node 3 actually. So now how exactly right now what you will do, you will go over here in your Ansible server and you just open that file vi etc Ansible and then say host file. Open this. Already you are having these two IP addresses, right? So you need to add one more IP address. What is that? You have to add an IP address for your Node 3 IP address. So Node 3 IP address is nothing but your private IP address of the Node 3. So just copy this private IP, come over here and then paste it actually, right? And then save this file. So now how do you check it out? I just say Ansible hyphen m ping all. That's all. So what happened? It should do, right? Why man? SSH DevOps at the rate. Give the private IP address, right? So I'm able to do it, log in it. Why Ansible is not doing it? 72.31.21. Yeah, right. What is there in that? Ansible hyphen hyphen version. So it is referring to etc Ansible CFG itself. Correct. Now, so what is the command? Ansible hyphen m ping all. What's the error you're getting? Oh, I'm sorry, man. Oh God. This is the big thing, man. We have to install Python 3 also, right? Oh, headache, man.
On
Installing
the
Python.
on the Node 3, right?
Yeah, yeah. Node 3, it is not having Python 3, right?
Right.
Oh, I was just forgotten Python 3. So Python 3 FNFN version is not there. Sudo yum install Python 3 y. See, it is installing. Let's see. Python 3 pip is installed. And after installing Python 3, yeah, now Python 3 is installed, right? 3.36, whatever, right? Now, if I try to do a Krishna, what is it, man? Syntax error. It is not able to uh, platform Linux interpreter Python 3, but future installation of another interpreter could change it actually. So, what's an IP address, man? Well, it's 138, 163, right? 63, it is getting failed. It's unable to do it actually. It's unable to check it out. What? Wait, hold a second. Call back. See, Python platform and Linux is using the discovered Python at the Python 3, but future installation. Okay, this is the warning you're getting. Not warning. This is the error only you're getting. Exception error occurred during the task execution. To see the full stack, okay, it's not defined. Strange, man. Ansible is there. Sorry, Python is there. Here, which version is installed? Here, Python 3 -FN version. Python 3.12 is there. Fine. Now here, you are having a Python 3.6, right? So Python 3, yeah, Python 3 is working actually. Syntax of future model. Oh God, what is this, man? I cannot proceed without this fixing this issue. Okay, one second. I think we should have used Amazon Linux itself. Amazon will work everything. This is a problem, man, which you use. If you use this older, CentOS machine or 8, right? It doesn't support for all those packages. The biggest problem is that actually this is the biggest problem. That's what most of the companies they move out from the CentOS or from Fedora, very old operating system, or from Solaris. You won't get packages. If you install also, there will be some or the other. There will be some, issues will be there in this actually. So guys, I think I have to go with Amazon Linux man or Red Hat only. I have to go with the Red Hat only. I don't have any other option now. So, because if you get this kind of a traceback, right? Traceback is something like where it is tracing everything. It is trying to check why it is basically failing. There are so many missing parameters are there where the Ansible is not able to comfortably connect with that server and check whether the required Python is there or not. Even this Python also, whatever it's right, it is not have the full-fledged feature in the Node 3 actually. That's the reason your Ansible is failing. Platform on Linux installation of any feature could change the meaning of this path. So it is okay. User bin Python 3. User bin Python 3. This is fine actually. So if you check it, it is there in that path, specific path only. Okay, anything missing is there? etc Python 3.6, but it is 3.1.8. That is fine, man. It should be the same series actually. Interesting. To fix the all such issues. Syntax of future automation annotation is not defined. Guys, I think there is no use of fixing this issue. It will take time to fix it actually. I think better we don't use this server at all. CentOS, we'll better use the Amazon Linux. Okay, I'm sorry guys. I need to choose the Amazon Linux now, right? So let me quickly launch it. I know we have already wasted half an hour, but that's fine actually. So I'll go one thing. I'll just say Node 3. Uh, I'll use Amazon because Amazon also, like it is also like a Red Hat based, server actually. So I will go with the Amazon Linux and I'll go with the latest Amazon 2023 itself. And it is T2 micro is fine for me. And I'll use a key pair here, Ansible, and come down. You have to select the security group of whatever the default you have. And if you come down and we have to just go and launch the instance.
But some
This
of
is
the
good. I will keep this thing, man. I will not terminate. I will fix after this class actually.
some of the versions of Veradred also freely available, right, sir?
See what happened now for Red Hat and all, whatever you're doing, it will somewhere it'll ask you for the licensing one, subscription. You have to give the subscription key, you have to give it actually. So that's what I'm a little bit reluctant to go with the Red Hat actually. Otherwise, I would have gone with Red Hat only, right? So why I'm choosing CentOS because I don't have to give any kind of a key or something like that. Subscription key. That's the only thing. Otherwise, here you have right while launching the instance, Red Hat also shows I can easily go there, but somewhere it'll ask you. It'll only give a limited features. After that, no, it'll ask you for subscription key. You have to give the key, and for that key, you have to buy a key. You have to pay some 700 rupees to buy that key.
Course.
So
Then I'm not aware about it. I have
yeah,
used on my laptop only.
no,
Of the
that is not
cloud
all.
level, I'm not aware about it at the
Yeah,
cloud
that is
level.
not all. Whatever you have used is a cracked version actually. If you
No,
go today,
no, I have just downloaded the ISOs from their site and I used
correct man.
that.
Now what? Yeah, now what happened? Now they have added all the subscription keys actually now.
In the RHL 9,
Yeah, RHL9 everything. Yeah.
I have used RHL 9, but might be in the different version they have done that
Hmm.
kind of things.
Whatever the image which you are getting through cloud, right? That it needs a subscription key actually. You have to give it at
Okay.
one point of time.
Oh, then it will
Okay.
be for the cloud. Okay.
Mhm.
Uh,
So let me Node 3 Amazon, I think it has come up, guys. I think let it come up. We have wasted our time, man. Shit. Again, I have to do all the things. So for the Node 3, which is Amazon Linux, how to log into it? If you go and click on connect, actually, you could see that you have to log in through EC2 user actually. Okay. So now what I will do that I will go to it. I'll try to copy this public IP. Go and launch your putty. Right. I will give EC2 hyphen user at the rate, give the public IP address of the node 3, which is nothing but your Amazon Linux. And other things you have to set it up everything. All right. Color, default, SSH, expand, go and try to give this Ansible.ppk file. And go over here and then like try to open it actually. So this is your Amazon Linux actually. Now, here I have to do the same stuff. Sudo vi etc ssh ssd underscore config. Open this file, come down. So you could see that here public authentication, pub key no, password authentication. So it is no actually, you have to change it to yes. Save this file. Okay. After that, you have to just say sudo vi sudo. So please make sure that you have to start SSD. Okay. Systemctl restart SSH. SSH service. Now after this, you have to open sudo add user or add user. What is it? DevOps. Sudo psswd DevOps. DevOps. DevOps is a user. Username and the password is DevOps only. Right? After that, what you have to do, guys? You have to just say sudo vi sudo. So here you can go and add anywhere. You can even go at the end of the file and add it. Right here also can go. You can just add DevOps. Okay, all is equal to all. Okay, just see if somewhere if they used any syntax or something.
DevOps command is, E is missing.
E is missing. Okay, thank you. Mm. Yeah. Now after this, I think that's all. No PSSWD colon all. So if there is any syntax error in the sudo's file, suppose whatever you are writing, if there's syntax error, it will not even allow you to save also. If it is fine, it will allow you to save. Otherwise, it will throw error. So I'll say control X, save it and say Y, enter. So it means that whatever you have mentioned or whatever the syntax you have written, that is fine. Otherwise, it will not even allow you to save also. It will say that syntax error. So this anyhow, we have added it actually, right? Control X. Anything. What else is required, guys? Anything else is required? DevOps. So let me check whether I'm able to switch to the DevOps user. Yeah. Whether I can do a sudo yum update. Nothing to be done. And a sudo yum install wget command. A dependency, it means that already it is installed. So nothing to be done, right? So it means that it is working fine. So sudo or Python 3 -fn version. Yeah, Python 3.9 is there. So where is Python 3? That also will check it out. So it is there under /user bin Python 3. So everything is fine, I think. Right. So what I'll do that I will go over here and in our Ansible server, I'll try to do sudo, not sudo, SSH hyphen copy ID, DevOps at the rate, give the IP address, right? Amazon's private IP address, Amazon Linux. Go over here and just say enter. Say S. So it'll ask you for the password, give the password as DevOps. So now it has added the key. Now the same thing, upper key. Instead of this, just try to do an SSH and check whether you're able to log in into the server or not. So you're able to log into the Amazon Linux, right? So it means everything working fine, sir. Now what I will do that I will open the vi etc Ansible, what is it file, host file actually. Okay, and now you go and you try to give the private IP address of the node 3 here in this server. Okay. So I will not make as a CentOS, I'll make as a Amazon actually. So this is a grouping actually, which we'll be learning very soon. What is a grouping and all, right? And I'll save this file. Okay. Now if I try to do a ping all, I mean Ansible-m ping all, let's see whether it pings or not. So now you could see that everything is pinging fine, perfectly. So whatever the IP address of your Amazon Linux is, the right, like 43, 91.42, 91.42. See, it is able to reach to that. This is what I need actually. Am I clear on this, sir? Sir, any questions you have? Nothing, sir. I mean, you should have chosen the Amazon Linux itself. But anyhow, to show in the CentOS 7 or CentOS 8, I was, like it took some time. But anyhow, that's fine. Right? Okay, okay, sir. Guys, thank you. Yeah. Let's go here. I will not destroy this Amazon Linux, sorry, this Red Hat 8, because I will go and try to fix this issue. Whatever we saw the issue, right? Earlier, I'll try to fix this issue. Let me do one thing. Let me copy this whole stuff and let me have this error with me now in some. After this session, I'm going to fix this issue actually. So fixing the issue, right? It is very important, guys, because you will really enjoy while fixing this issue. I'll see this. So you could see that actually it says that user did no file or directory. It is not able to find it out. This is what the error you are getting. See, when I try to ping a no interpret, this is the warning you got. Okay, let me check, man. One more time. See, it is not able to do it actually. Okay. Uh, why it is doing that like that? Oh, it's not able to find out only. Uh, no, not that one. I'm sorry. This one, sorry. This is what the error actually. Not this one. Sorry. Yeah. So this I'll try to fix this issue. Right? Okay. Now I'll go back here and so everything is working fine, guys. Now, so yesterday we were discussing about the yum repo, right? Yum repo list actually, right? So if you go to your Amazon Linux, let me do one thing. Let me close this node 3, which is nothing but your CentOS. This let me exit out, right? And here you have these 3 servers actually. So here in this is nothing but your Amazon Linux. Now, if you say, guys, yep, yum repo list actually. If you execute this command, so this command will show that what are the repos you are having in your system actually. Right? What are the repos you are having in your list? That's what yum repo list will show you the information. Am I clear, sir? Now, suppose that Rajesh, I want to have a model, right, where you can add on some, you want to do some change to the yum repo list, or you want to add on some new yum repo list. For that, what happened? You have something like Ansible-doc -L pipe it to grep of what is that? Yum command. If you execute yum, I think it will show you the yum underscore repository model. So can you see here, there is something like a Ansible.builtin.yum underscore repository. This is what I needed actually. But why it is not showing yum? There's a yum package also there, right? Let me check, guys. Ansible-doc yum. Suppose if I want the yum, oh man, yum, they have removed it. It means that they have stopped supporting the yum. Instead of it, I think they must be having a DNF. Yeah, DNF is there. Yeah, this is what they are having, the latest DNF package of installing. They don't have the yum. They have removed from that Ansible server. You won't get that module at all now. Okay. So anyway, yum underscore repository is there actually. So if I try to go to the documentation, right, Ansible-doc, and then give yum underscore repository, enter. So you could see that, guys, this is the model actually which you'll be using. And why we use this model, as I said, right? Suppose in case in future you want to add on some repo URLs into this server, then in that case you have something as a yum underscore repositories. So yum underscore repository model in Ansible will try to do any kind of a changes onto the yum repo URLs or yum repo list, right? So if you come down, there are so many examples. There are so many parameters you have to pass. Like you have to pass the base URL, you have to pass the name, you have to pass the attribute. So a lot of options are there which you need to pass. But you will be able to better understand if you go through the examples actually. So come down, they have given some very good examples, right? So say for example, yeah, this is what the examples you'll find here. See, these are the examples. Now you are using this complete model m underscore repository. You need to give the package name. So the package name is Apple name package. So if you want to add the description about this package, yum repo list, and then like you have to provide the base URL. So it means that this is the URL which you have to provide it. So what they will do basically, they will go and try to add this base URL into the a new yum repo list, and they will call the repo name as an Apple. So if you go and if you check it out, already in this system there is can you see there is yum repo list? Do you see anywhere was Apple? No, right? So this is the repo name. This is a repo name. Same thing, whatever the name you will give here, right? That is nothing but the repo name actually. And this is a repo ID, right? So you can even play or we can even add on this Apple also as in repo list, right? And other one, say add multiple repository into the same file, right? Say for example, you can suppose you are having some external repos actually. So you have to give the name of the yum repo. You have to give the description. You have to give what is a file. It is from external ops repo, and you need to give the some external URL. So basically, in the real time, who will give this base URL? It will be given by your organization or by your team. So they will manage all the repos under this path actually. So when you want to try out somewhere, say for example, if you're working on an Ansible project, you want to add on some repos. So that is a particular repo where many of the packages have been there. So it is provided, this URL will be provided by your organization itself. And there is something as a GPG check is there, which you have to say no, right? So these are certain parameters what you need to pass it with the help to the m underscore repositories, right? So guys, now can we just go and check it out? Yeah. So now the problem is that actually that when I try to do an Ansible -m ping all, it'll try to ping to all the three servers, right? So it'll try to ping to my Amazon Linux server, which is number Red Hat based. Even it's going to ping even to your Ubuntu also. But yeah, sorry. But whereas yum and all, it'll try to work only on Red Hat based or Amazon or CentOS, right? It doesn't work on Ubuntu because Ubuntu supports the APT way of packaging. So what you're going to do that you will better go. You will try to remove this entry Ansible host file. You will go and you will try to remove this entry. I will remove these entries. And also you'll even remove this grouping also, which I don't use it now. You will save this file. So now what I'll do that, I will not touch this the global host configuration file. Instead, what I will do that, I will just create something like a my host, right? And here what I will do that, I will give the IP address of the Amazon Linux, right? Copy this private IP, go over here and paste it, and then save this file. So now whenever I want to ping it, I have to give this name actually. So Ansible -i inventory, which is nothing but my host, right? And I'll say ping all. I mean -m ping all. So now you could see that your Ansible is going to only ping to this IP address because it is referring to this inventory. So now Ansible is not referring to this file, right? It is not referring to the global. It is referring to only this file, my host, which is in the local, you are created in your local folder only, right? Why you are doing this? Because that I want whatever I want to do onto that Amazon Linux, I want to do everything into this server itself. That's what you created a separate file. Clear, guys? So this is whatever you created, right? This is nothing but your local inventory file, what you have created in your folder itself, actually. Am I clear, sir? Right? So now what I will do, basically, I will go and I'll try to run or I'll try to create I'm going to play around with this m underscore repositories. Am I clear, sir? Okay, guys, very good. Now what I will do, guys, I will come over here and I will just do a command. I do, what is it? Ansible-I, what is it? My host. And I will use a model by name m underscore repository, right? And I will use a -a argument. Okay, you have to give a single quote. What is it actually you have to refer? You have to refer to the name actually, right? Name, right? Name. Name is equal to something. I'll give anything. M underscore or m hyphen server. Some name you have to give it actually. right? After that, what he says that you need to provide a description actually, right? Space description is equal to something. This is my first M repo actually, right? And after that, what you're giving, you have to give the base URL actually, right? So currently I don't have a base URL. So what I have to do that, I have to depend upon this document only. So this document, whatever you are having this document, right? Say for example, you have this URL, base URL. Let me copy this base URL, complete base URL, and come over here and just paste it like this. Am I clear, sir? Anything else is required, man, apart from this? Yeah. Let me check if there anything is there. Rajesh, I'll just say GPG check actually. I'll use this also. GPG check is equal to no. Anything else is required, guys? Go to the documentation and enable. Is saying enable. I'll make it as yes actually. Enabled is equal to yes. Is anything else is required? I think that's all, right? Close with the code, and I think you have to add all because you have to say Ansible, uh, right? You can even give all here also because like you can give at the very beginning, right? Like this, right? And just execute this ad hoc command. Let's see who's going to add the repo URL or not. Permission denied. So the same thing. I think you have to use a hyphen fm become enter. So now you could see that it has added that repo actually. How you'll identify? Go over here, execute the same thing, repo m repo list and say enter. Now you could see that guys, it has added a repo. So m-server, it has added, and this is my first m repo. So whatever you have given here in the command line, sorry, can you see here? What are given? So m server and the description, what is it? This is my first m repo. The same description you are able to see here also, right? When you execute this command, right? You can see this, right? Now, how do you check it out? How do you check it out? Where exactly here? So if you go to the etc, what is it? M dot repo dot say and then say ls. Can you see something like a m hyphen server repo? So this is what it is. So when you're trying to create a repo, you give a name also at the very beginning. See here, m hyphen server, the name you have given it, right? The same thing it has been created. What it has did means it has just added an extension of dot repo. So can you open this file? Yeah, m hyphen server dot repo. See, so there you are given whatever the base URL given, that is there. Enabled yes, one. GPT check is 0, no. And the name what is given, this is my first yum repo. This is what you have given, guys. Am I clear on this?
So it is
So did you understand
created.
now how to add the yeah. Sorry.
So it is created for the locally.
No, it
It's a
has
local
created.
repo, local repo, or it's online. Yeah, it's available for the.
Sir,
Uh,
it's available for everyone, sir. Because so where it is added, sir? It is added under etc m repo loss. It is applicable for all the user. Let it be DevOps user, let it be root user in this system for everyone. And it is only for it has only did for Amazon Linux only, not for other two Ubuntu. Ubuntu doesn't support this yum and all, right?
right,
Yeah. Uh, who is asking this question?
Kiran. I am.
Okay, Kiran. Yeah, got it. Kiran, did you understood?
Yes,
So
yes,
that's
yes.
the reason what I did, right? I created a my host. This is what the local my host, right? In that my host, I just added the what I added the IP address of your Amazon Linux. So I'm running this command only for that my host actually, which is nothing but for this IP address. This is nothing but a Amazon Linux, which is nothing but the Red Hat based operating system, where M will work. M responder will work. Clear? Now, this you've added it, fine. If you go to the documentation, I'll just say Control C. When I go to the documentation, Ansible -doc, and then go with the m underscore repository. Repository. Oh, what is the spelling, man? M underscore repo repository. What is it? uh, yeah. As we become more and more professional, in this, we tend to forget all the spellings also. You have seen that we are struggling to even uh, remember the spellings also. So if you come down and if you go to the examples, so that's what like what you need to do, that whenever you go with the any kind of a model, please always watch the examples. In examples, you'll get a lot of information, and that is the best way to learn it actually. So here you could see that actually they have given so many other examples also how to make use of the same repos, repositories, model effectively at your, like you could see that here that they have given description. Okay, this you have understood, fine. Now apart from this, anything else is required. See, can you see that whenever you want to remove the repo, you have to only give the name and you have to give the state as absent. That's all. You need not to even specify any other thing. Suppose the same repo, I want to remove it actually. So what I will do, I will go here and I'll try to see what is saying, Rajesh, only the name is required. Only this is required, man. This is required. Other one, their description, base URL, GPC check enabled and all is not required at all. So you can just go and directly remove it actually, all the things. See? So what I'll do, I'll just remove all this description also, not required anything, nothing is required, everything I'll remove. Because right now I'm just trying to remove the repos actually. So what is the other things which you have to pass it, the parameter? You have to just say state is equal to absent, that's all. As per the documentation, I'm going with that. Right? That's all. And say enter. Now I could see that it will try to remove this. So it has removed it. The state is absent and it has removed it. So how to verify it? Go over here and just try to run the command again. Sudo or yum repo list. You could see that it has removed. Earlier what happened? When you execute this command, it was showing that this repo was available, right? Now when you try to do that, it has been removed. Is it clear, guys? Am I clear on this? Okay, good. Anything else is there? I think that much is quite sufficient. Other things and all, you can go and you can dig into that examples. So that's what I said, that you always go and dig to the examples only. You'll be able to understand many things, right? Now, the next is nothing but the yum command. So as I see that whenever you want to install any package in your Amazon Linux or in Red Hat or CentOS, we always use that yum command actually. So sudo yum install tree package. Suppose if I execute the tree -y, you could see that yum will try to install this tree package. See, it has installed the tree package. So I'm using a yum command to install it actually. But if you saw now, when we just checked now in our DevOps, actually in our Ansible server, we saw that it is not supporting the yum module at all. There is no model by name yum actually. So that's the reason if I go and if I try to do Ansible -doc and I'll say yum, it is not showing me anything. It's saying that yum was not found. So it means that they have removed that module at all. Even in the Google, if you go, it might show you some old document. But this latest yum server, they have removed it actually. So instead of it, can I use a DNF? Yeah, I can use a DNF. So Ansible-Doc, I can use a DNF man, DNF command. So you could see that DNF is there. DNF is also a new way of installing any kind of a packages in Red Hat based operating system, right? You can use a DNF command. Oh, sorry, DNF module actually. The full name is ansible.builtin.dnf. This is how you have to use it. But even you can even give the short name also like DNF. So let us try to go and get into the examples actually. So why we are learning all this ad hoc way of command, guys, because once you're comfortable with this actually, then only you'll be able to like understand in the playbook file. That's what we have been learning. See, if I want to install like the Apache latest package, you have to say name, HTTP, state, you have to either say present or latest. It's going to install the latest available package version available, right? So whenever you're installing any package, suppose it's HTTP, you want some version greater than 2.4, you can explicitly say that HTTP greater than 2 equal to 2.4, and then what will happen, that it will try to execute or it will try to install the package with this version or greater than this version, right? And now if you come down, if you want to install more than one package, suppose I want to install HTTP or MariaDB, see, you have to give like this actually, name, HTTPD and Maria. In our case, I think this can be used when you're writing in the playbook file, whereas in a command line, if you're doing ad hoc command, I think you have to give HTTP, HTTPD, comma, MariaDB server, like that you have to give it actually. I think that's how you have to give it, so that both this package will get installed. Right? Whenever you want to uninstall it, you have to give the same thing, HTTP absent actually. So let us try to do it, guys. It's quite simple. So what you have to do that, you have to just use this command. Okay, what I will do that instead of yum repository, I will just say DNF. DNF, right? DNF is a model name, and here what happened name, I will give HTTPD. HTTPD. Status, you have to make it as a present or latest. According to the documentation, I'll go with the latest actually, right? And say enter. So it'll try to install this HTTP package. See, it has installed the HTTP package, right? It has installed it actually. So if you go over here and check it out here in this server, you could see that HTTP package is. How do you verify? /var www HTML and say ls. Can you see that this path is existing? So hence what happened, right? You'll be able to make out that the HTTP package installed, or else you can just do a sudo systemctl status HTTPD. Like that, if you check also, you'll see that this server is, the status is showing, it is showing as a dead. You can restart it actually, right? Restart HTTPD, right? Do again the status. Now you could see that the HTTP has come up now, right? So it means that this has installed the HTTP package. Similarly, if you want to uninstall it, you have to say state as absent. That's all. It'll uninstall the HTTP package. Okay. Yeah, it has uninstalled it. How to verify? The same thing is you have to go over here and then do a cd, what is it actually? Cd to /www HTML. Just check whether this path is there or not. HTML. It is there actually, but it has uninstalled it actually, because after uninstalling, you have to even purge also. But literally what happened, it has uninstalled it. How to verify it? If you do a sudo systemctl status HTTPD. See, it couldn't found that service at all because it has removed the package, right? So hence, after removing the package, it will try to even remove all the service files also. So with that way, any of the directory will be there, no problem. /w. It doesn't mean that HTTP is installed. But if you want to even remove in this directories also all these things, then you have to purge it. We say so. You have to say yum purge and give the HTTPD like that. So you have to just say yum. I think purge will work or not. I'm not sure. Let me check. Sudo yum purge HTTPD -y. Sudo yum purge. Not sure. Let's see, guys. I think there is no option of
No,
purge actually.
it is not
Yeah, purge is
used in
not
the.
there. So I have to check the documentation. How to
It is
remove all the file sets, everything.
purge
Yeah.
only used for the Debian base.
Yes, right. Let's check that. I will check and I'll let you know what is it actually. Right. So now, anything else is required, guys? That's all. I think. Okay. That is required for us to understand. Okay, so we'll quickly try to finish some few of the things, okay, and then like we'll go with other topics actually, right? So what is the next topic? So guys, we will be learning something known as a service actually. So service is very important model. So if you go here and if I try to do an Ansible-doc and say service, so you could see that this service model is there basically. This service model is there. This service model is same thing like a service command what we use in Linux actually. We know that after installing HTTP package, you can use a service command. You can put the status, right? Say for example, I want to install HTTP. Again, I have come here. I'll just say sudo yum install HTTPD -y. So I'll install it actually. So I'm installing this package. Once you install it, we need to start the service. So you'll just say sudo service HTTPD start like this. Enter. It will start the service. How to check the status of the service? You have to just say status. So what you're doing, but basically service is a command through which actually you can manage the whole service. You can check the status of the service. If you want to restart the service, you want to stop the service, or you want to reload the service, everything service will take care of it actually. But recently what has happened, like not recently, quite a few years back, they have come up with one more command which we call systemctl. So tomorrow what happened, right? This service command whatever the service command has been used in all Linux distribution, it will go off and it will be completely replaced by a systemctl command actually, right? But still the service command exists. Still it is there in the Linux because most of the older servers are still there in the organizations which are being used, right? So they don't want to really deprecate completely the service command. Still it is using, right? So, but whereas the latest versions of any kind of a Ubuntu or Red Hat or CentOS, or it's not CentOS, Amazon Linux, everything it supports for the systemctl only. So you'll see in the real time, instead of using service command, they'll use a systemctl command. So systemctl is very much faster. It is easy to use it actually compared to service. So that's the reason systemctl will be slowly replaced actually. Right. So when you will see that most of the organizations have stopped using all the old servers, then you will see that even they will deprecate the service command also. But still, even today also the service command is being used. Even your Ansible server also, it supports the service model. Now, so it means that Rajesh, with the help of a service model, can you able to start the service, stop the service, reload the service? Can you do everything? Yes, sir. We can do everything through the service, service command. So we know that in case of a Ubuntu, we know very well that if we use the same thing, like for example, if I install the Apache package by using a sudo apt install Apache 2 -y, right? It will install the Apache package, and then like you can do a sudo, or else just to do a service Apache 2 start. So it will start it. Either you can say start, or either you can say restart, or either you want to check the status, or sometime you want to even reload it actually. So these are the options you will use with this service command. So service, and specify the package name or the service name, and put the status thing actually. Right? Same thing with our Amazon Linux. Amazon, I think most of you already know all these things. RHL, or else for your CentOS, any Red Hat based operating system, right? Which supports the RPM packaging method. So there what we do basically, guys, you have to say sudo yum install httpd, which we already did it now. And then like we will be using a command by name service command. So service httpd start. Like this we use it actually. So whatever you are doing in command line, Rajesh, can we do the same thing in our Ansible? Yes, sir, we can do Ansible. Now, where we use this service model heavily, obviously, when you install it, say for example, when you're trying to construct your LAMP server, Linux, MySQL, Apache, and PHP. MySQL, Apache, and PHP. When you're trying to construct the LAMP server, we know that actually that when you're trying to install the Apache, we have to start the service. You have to call a service command to start the Apache, right? When you're installing the PHP and the PHP models, right? Because this PHP models, PHP and all is depend upon the Apache. So when you're trying to do any changes to the PHP model or PHP itself, you need to even start the service actually. Which service you have to start? You have to start the Apache service only. So again, you will be calling a service command, service Apache to restart, like that you will be calling. So you will see that at multiple places, what is happening that you will be keep calling a service command to restart, right? Sometime what happened, this your Apache which is running, it might not be, it might have stopped working. It might have stopped working. So you need to restart it. It means that you have to stop the service, again to start the service, or else you have to just say restart. So service Apache to restart will see. So at multiple times what happened, you'll be calling the service, right? The same thing what has happened there, when you're trying to write a playbook file, you will be installing many packages, you will be doing a lot of configuration changes into the Apache. So once you do the configuration changes to the Apache configuration files, automatically you have to call your service model to start that Apache service. Same thing with the CentOS or RHL. There also try to go and install the HTTPD package or PHP based package or any packages which are depend upon the HTTP service package. So in the HTTP services, then what is happening? Automatically you have to call a service model to restart the HTTP service. So n number of time we will be executing or we will be calling it actually. In Ansible, basically, whenever you want to call automatically these services, right? There is some concept we'll get to know. We'll be seeing it something as a handler actually. So this is also one of the very important thing actually. So something there's a handler and there's something like a notify is there. So with the help of this notify handler, we will be able to manage all these things very much efficiently in the playbook file. So we'll be learning all these things after some time, not now, but right now I'm saying that Rajesh, how to handle all these things. Suppose you're installing the HTTP package, you're doing a lot of configuration changes to the HTTP package or to the Apache package, Apache configuration files, and then you need to restart the Apache service or HTTP service, right? How to do it, everything. So you'll be better calling a notify and handler. These are the two things which you'll be calling in your playbook file. Actually. Can I use the same thing in our command line order? Yes, sir. You can even do in the command line also. But that will be quite like not difficult. It will be quite complex to construct all these things in the command itself. Hence, what happens? People will always go with the writing in a playbook file instead of doing everything into the command line. Am I clear on this, sir? Right? Okay. So now what you have to do that, guys, you have to go and you have to open the service actually. So already we think we have opened the service, and if you go down, they are given an example. So it's quite simple. So what say they say that you have to use the service model. So Ansible.builtin.service or just say service name HTTP and just say state as started. If you want to stop it, state as stopped. If you want to restart it, you have to say restart. And if you want to reload it, you have to just say reload. This is what you will be doing it actually. Am I clear on this, sir? Clear? So now what happened that now we know that in the Ubuntu, what is happening that in this Ubuntu, do you have the Apache installed? No, sir. /var www HTML. It is there, man. It is there. Even in Node 2 also, I think we already did it at the very earlier, right? Sudo, not sudo, /var www HTML. Okay, you can just do a service Apache to status. See, Apache is running even this Node 1 and Node 2. So already the package is there. We need not to really worry about this actually. So you said that Rajesh, I want to restart this Apache service, right? Whatever then. So what I will do there, I will go here and I'll just say Ansible all -m. Okay, because I'm doing for the Apache only, and this Ansible -m, I'm not mentioning anything, the host file. Then it will take the default global host file, which is about etc Ansible host file. It will change it. So I'll use a model service service and I'll say a, and I'll just say Rajesh name is equal to Apache 2. Okay, and state as something like stopped actually. So I want to stop that service actually. You could see that it will stop the Apache service on both the nodes, on node 1 and node 2. Both node and node 2, it will stop that Apache service. SRVSE Apache 2 state is equal to stopped. Yeah. What happened, man? Connection timeout. Why connection timeout? Unable to stop the service, failed to stop it. Okay. Yeah, it has stopped the service now. How do you verify it? Go here, check the status actually. So how to check the status? Service Apache 2 status. See, it is in a inactive, in a dead state actually. Same thing, you have to use the same command to verify in the node 2. So go over here, in the node 2, just run this command and say enter. So you could see that it is in a dead state. How to start it? Take the same command and then like what happened, you have to just say started. What is it? You'll just say as a started. You should not say just say start. You have to say started because you have to follow the documentation. In the documentation, they're given the state as started like that. You have to use that only. So it will start it actually, right? Now, how do you verify? The same things are. Go over here to the node 1, just check the status, and then it will say that it has been running actually, right? Same thing with the node 2, it will run it. Clear, guys? That is how you will be using the service. So all these models, whatever I'm doing in an ad hoc or in a command line, we will be using all these models in our playbook file and much more. As I said, right, there are more than 5,000 plus models are there. We will be hardly in our entire session. I might be using some 30 or 40 models. I'll be using it actually to show to complete this whole course. But there are many models are there which will be coming across in your day-to-day work activity. So you have to really learn a lot of models when you're working on your Ansible actually. Right? Very quickly, we'll see what are the other things, guys. So let us see whether what are the other things you are having something like user. It means that suppose Rajesh, you want to create a users. So in Linux, what you do whenever you want to create a users in Linux commands, we will use something like a add user command. Add user, I'll just say Rajesh. It will going to create a Rajesh user account, right? And you want to set the password, you can set the password and all, right? So to set the password, I do a PSSWD Rajesh. So there is a module by name password also. PSWD password module is also there, Ansible. That's going to set the password for this user, right? So this is how it is for the group. Suppose you want to create a group account. You want to create a group. You have to create a group. This module is going to create a group account or the group name actually, right? So these are some of the models which we use it actually in our day-to-day activity. So let us see how to use this user model actually, right? Am I clear, sir? So here in this case in Linux, you could see that in many systems, you'll be using add user or else you'll be using something like a user add Rajesh. So either you can use add user or user add. So you want to get the same effect for the Ansible. Ansible uses this model by name users actually. Am I clear, sir? So shall we see it how to verify it or how to create a user actually? Yes. Right. And also we see that there is something like a group actually. Group is something like to create a group name actually. To create a group name, right? You can even create a group name, right? If you go over here and if you try to do Ansible -doc and then just say group and say enter, you could see that this is the Ansible.builtin.group. This is what the full name, but you can give a small name also, the short name, and it is using this group.py. I mean, this is what the source of the group. So this is how you have to create a group name. So if you come down, they are given an example of how to create a group name actually. So you have to give a group name and the name of the group, and you have to say present. It will create that group actually, right? Say for example, Rajesh, I want to create a group in node 1 and node 2. I want to create a group name, something. So what I will do, I'll go over here and I will just say, what is it? Ansible hyphen all hyphen m, model name is group hyphen a is another argument, name is equal to, I'll give some name. Suppose for example, I'll give the company name. I'll use a company name, something like TCS, right? And I'll just say state is equal to, what's the state? You have to give us a present. Enter. So it'll try to create a group with the name group name with the name TCS in both node 1 and node 2 and say enter. I think I have to give a hyphen FN become, sorry. Right? So it has executed. So if you go to the node 1, right? And if you try to open sudo cat of etc group and say enter, can you see by name TCS as a group name it has created. Same thing with the node 2 also. Sudo cat of etc group. See, you could see that it has created a group name with the name TCS actually. Am I clear on this, sir? Right? Whenever you want to remove it, you know very well not how to remove it. So same thing, the state you have to make it as an absent. That's all. Right? It will remove that group actually. Am I clear, sir? Is it fine? Okay, good. Now let us see about the user as we checked, right? So if I do a Ansible-doc user, the same story, guys. Here you want to create a user, means you have to use a user model, right? That's a user model. And if you come down, so I would always recommend, please go through this document in a very nice way so that you'll be understanding everything, right? And then if you come down in the examples, it's all very simple, guys. Examples are very simple, very simple to use it actually, right? This is some big documentation actually. And then example is that, say for example, I'm using a user model, Ansible-builtin.user, and you have to give the name as a John. You have to give the comment for this user account we're creating. You have to specify some user ID. It means that, okay, I have to use this user ID 1040 or whatever. And what is the purpose or to which group it belongs actually. So it belongs to the admin group actually, right? Same thing, if you want to have more than one group, to be added, you can give the group name as admin, comma developer, append is equal to yes. So like this, you have to use it. If you're adding to the multiple groups, then you have to use this append yes. Right? And here you are giving a shell. So while creating user, this has to create with this has to use a shell by name /bin/bash. Right? So there are many other options are there which are there in that actually, and let us try to see it actually. So what I will do, I'll come over here and I think I have to use the same command Ansible all -m instead of group. Let me give the name as sorry. Instead of group model, I have to give the user model actually. User model -a name is equal to what? What is the name, guys? Any name. I will. I think Kiran now just now, right? Kiran is a name. I'll create. That's a user account. And what else you saw in the document? I saw something like comment was there. Comment is equal to. He's a DevOps engineer. So I'll just say DevOps engineer. Right. That's a comment. And then like what I will do. He's saying that what is the user ID? It can take by default. Let me give user ID something like 1070 something user ID. I will keep it like this UID. And what is a group? Under which group it has to get created? I think the group I removed it, right? Let me make him to under the TCS group only, but I think I have removed it actually, right? And what else you needed actually? So I think that's all, right? That's all, right? And then like -FN become. I think this will fail because there is no group with an TCS, right? But let us see whether it will work out. And if it doesn't work out, then we have to create that group by TCS. Let's see. Yeah, you could see that group TCS doesn't exist. So I already removed it, right? So let me run that. Yeah, this I'll run it. Sorry, this I'll run it. FN become. So I'll create the TCS as a group. And now let me run this username. This will, because this user Kiran has to be part of this TCS group. That's what. See, this will also get executed. So a Kiran user by name Kiran has been created actually, right? In all the both the servers in Ubuntu, both the servers. How do you verify it? You go over here, and if you just say ID Kiran, so it will show that Kiran is there, right? Kiran user is there, and the UID you could see that 1070. That's what I have given it while creating it. So if you see the command line UID 1070, with that UID it has created it. Okay. And now it is a part of the TCS group actually. See, it's a part of the TCS group. Am I clear, sir? So you can even switch also. Just say SU hyphen Kiran. You can even switch to the Kiran user also. See, it is asking for the password. I think I have not set any kind of a password. So if I try to switch to the root user, assume that I'm a root user. From root user, if I try to switch to the Kiran, it will not ask any password. See, I'm able to log into the Kiran. So I'll say, who am I? It says that it's a Kiran user. PWD/home Kiran. See, this is how you will be able to check it out. So let me exit from the Kiran. Let me exit for the root also. Let me come back to the DevOps. Right? This is how you verify it. Am I clear on this, sir? So Rajesh, you want to remove everything. You know now the trick. There's nothing big deal. Same command. Right? Here, what is happening that you have to just add one more thing known as a state is equal to absent. That's all. State is equal to absent. It will remove that Kiran user actually. That's all. Right now, this is fine, good. Right now, one of the very interesting thing, if you go through the Ansible doc user, very interesting thing. What you can make out that if you come to the documentation, right? Say for example, like you want to, you know that when we create a user account, we also create an SSH keys. So what you create, ID_RSA right? When you try to run a SSH and keygen, it will generate that ID_RSA and ID_RSA.pub key. So those two files are public key and the private key. It means that you're trying to create an SSH key files, you are creating it actually. So Rajesh, when you are creating a user account, can I create a keys actually while creating itself? Yes, sir, you can do it. So how you'll get to know? You'll get to know with the example actually. If you come down here, I think you will get something like, can you see here? So Smith generate key, SSH key is equal to yes, sir. SSH key bit is 2048 and SSH key files is this is. This is what I needed actually. This is what I needed actually. So shall we see the example? Yes, sir. We see the example. So we'll quit it. So now what I will do that basically I will try to use upper mark key and let me create the same thing, Kiran. Right. I don't need this comment and all. Let me remove this comment. I don't even create this with the user ID and all. That's all not required. TCS group, all these things. I don't need it actually. So what I will do, I will say name Kiran and then like generate SSH key is equal to yes space SSH key bit is equal to whatever the values are 2048 space key SSH key file is equal to SSH ID RSC. Anything else is required? Yeah, that's all I think, right? That's all. These are the three parameters which I have been added. And I'll just say enter. See, it will create a Kiran user. While creating user, it has even generated that key also. See, it has created this key also. How do you verify it? Go to the server. I want to log into the Kiran actually. So first let me switch to the root user. That's what I can do. This is a small trick we have to do. And then switch to the Kiran. So Kiran, right? Sudo, sorry, su, why it is saying su fn Kiran. Switch to the Kiran. Oh man, why it is? It is asking for the password, man. It's nonsense, no? So let me set the password also. Okay, wait, hold a second. Who am I? Kiran. Okay, let me exit out. Okay, let me exit out. Okay, sudo su hyphen root. Okay, sudo su hyphen Kiran. Yeah, permission denied. But anyhow, I'm into the Kiran itself actually. Kiran. So I'm going to do ls hyphen a. Sudo ls hyphen a. The generator or not? Okay, I'll do one thing.
Actually, you have to not created the home directory for the Kiran user
Hmm.
because you have to set the manually set it the parameters, na.
Yeah,
So,
correct. Right.
so
That's what it
they're
is.
that not created.
Let's see. Okay, Kiran user home account is not there actually. That's what. If you exit who am I? It's saying if you exit PWD, it is saying it is going to the root only. Yeah, right. What is said is right actually. So it has not created the home account only. And how come it has generated that key then? Where it has generated the key?
You can
Dash
check.
home already
Yes,
exists, man, not copying it actually. So I think I have not removed that Kiran at that time.
you can fire the command slash cat etc slash password pass wd.
Yeah.
Check the home
No.
directory for
Instead
that
of it,
user.
I will give one more name. Wait, what is it actually? I'll give something. Suresh. What is the name I can give? What are the other names we have here? Kiran is there, Chanak is there, Ashish there. Let me give Ashish. Ashish. Right? I'll just generate it. So Ashish has been created, right? So I will go to here and I'll just try exit. I'll say so you are in the root user. So sudo to Ashish. So if you exit PWD, see home directory is there Ashish. If you do an LSF and A, see dot SSH there. If you go inside dot SSH, you should see R underscore ID underscore RSA ID underscore RSA dot pop. See everything is there.
Okay. You have to you have to remove the Kiran user, right? At the
Hmm.
state it's absent, right? But
Hmm.
by default, home directory will be not remove if you are manually remove that users.
Yeah, that is there, man. That's there, right. Okay, so this is how you can generate the keys with the help of the same, but you have to use all these things. So this is will be asked in interview. So have you used any model where you can generate the username along with that you can create a keys also? You'll say yes, sir. I use a user model. Now, okay, what are the parameters you have to pass? Forget. You have to just say the same thing. Generate SSH keys. I'll be using SSH key bits. I'll be using and SSH key file. I'll be using it, and I'll be mentioning all these things. This is how you have to tell in the interview, right? So if you're aware of it and if you've exuded this, right, sometime in your life, you'll be able to remember or you're able to recall and explain it what you did it actually. Am I clear, sir? Okay, I think one more last is there, which I'll do it and then we're going to stop it. I thought I will cover this one, but this itself will take around half an hour to 45 minutes. I don't want to do it today. Tomorrow only we will start with this YAML and JSON representation. Plus, we'll also start with introduction to the playbook also tomorrow itself. But let us try to complete this in line in file model actually. So line in file model basically when we use this model, basically whenever you want to do operation onto a file, to the file, then we use this line in file model. Very important. Okay, like for example, you know about in Linux there is something like a set and awk command. Set command is basically used to do any kind of a changes modification inside a file. So that's what we use set command. Awk command basically when you use awk command is usually used for displaying the column content. Suppose you want to display the columns, then you use awk. So whatever the line in file model is there, right? That model, it will exactly work like a set and awk command itself. Mostly like a set only. So whenever you want to do any operation onto the file, say for example, you want to go to that, or you have to open a file, go and add some kind of a text inside the file, go to the end of the file, add a text, or else go to the beginning of the file, add a text, or else remove some lines, right? Do some changes, change the words, everything from one word to other word, right? You will be doing a lot of operation onto the file. So same thing in Ansible, we have a model known as a line in file model. So this is very important. In many interviews, they will ask you, what are the models you have used? They'll ask you. That's a very basic question. So I'll say, I have used the M model, I've used the service model, I've used the user model, I've used the group model, I've used the line in file model. Then he will ask you, what does the line in file model does? Can you give an example of where you use this line in file model? So to say that, sir, whenever we deploy the application, post deployment of the application into the application server, I want to do some configuration changes. So it means that there's a requirement. The developer will tell to the DevOps in that, okay, you after installing, go to that setting.xml and open that file, try to search for the string, go and try to locate that string, and then replace that string from some other word actually, or some other sentence, or some other word he will say. So you have to go and do it manually, right? Now what happened when you are automating everything to the Ansible itself, like you are calling an Ansible server to deploy the application, post deployment or installation of your application, you have to do the configuration changes. So for doing this configuration changes, we will be internally using this line in file model. Am I clear, sir? Right? Line in file model. So how to do that actually, right? So for example, in our case, I think you know about the sudoers file, right? For example, if you go to the Ubuntu and if I try to exit over here, right? If I open this file, sudo vi etc sudoers file actually, there's a file by name sudoers. This is a file actually. If you open this file, this is the sudoers file is there. So what happened, right? Here you will be doing a lot of changes. You know that in last to last session, I added this thing, DevOps all, right? To make it as a sudoers under the sudoers list, right? You go and edited this file actually, right? So now what happened, right? You say that Rajesh, I want to open this file and it is sudoers and I want to add some line at the end of the file. Okay, then how do you do that actually? I can use a line in file model, right? So you can do a lot of operation with the help of a line in file model actually. Am I clear, sir? So what I'll be doing, I'll be taking examples of sudoers file, but whenever you are trying to do any changes to this such important file, always you have to take a backup of it actually, because you might be doing many changes, it might corrupt that file. And once, if this file get corrupted, it is sudoers, right? Then you will be losing all credentials or you'll be losing all kind of permissions. So never ever try to do any changes to the original file. So first you have to do a sudo cp etc sudoers etc sudoers dot original. So you're just taking a backup of this file actually, right? So just copy the same command even for the node 2 also. Go here to the node 2 and just execute the same command and say enter. So you have already take a backup of it. So just check it out whether the backup is there or not. Sudoers dot original. So this file exists, right? Same thing, you have to just execute the same line. Just verify yourself that whatever the backup you have took, if the file exists or not. Yes, this file exists. Now you can do any kind of an operation with the line in file model. Am I clear, sir? Now the thing is that assume that I opened this line infile model. Sorry, I opened this. What is it? Sudo vi etcd sudos dot sud sudos actually. And you will see that Rajesh, you are seeing this pattern. Root is equal to all like this actually. So I want the same thing, but what I will do here, like I will basically I want so so under the E2C sudos, you saw this line actually. So I want something, the same thing, but I want instead of this, I want the Rajesh actually, something. Yeah. So with that, I want to append this whole string like this inside the sudos file. Where you want to insert? I want to insert the end of the file. I want to insert the end of the file. So now how we are going to do that? So I will be using a line in file model. So how I'll do that? Go over here to the server, right? I'll use the same command Ansible all -m. I will not go with the documentation, guys. You please go to the documentation later. Line in file model is okay. -a is argument. Okay. And you have to specify the file name. What is a file name? You have to just say path. Path is nothing but that's an argument actually. You have to pass or a parameter. So it represents the path of that file, which file you want to do changes. So etc sudos, sudo sudos. This is a file where you have to do the changes. Okay. What changes you want to do? Rajesh, I want to do the changes of something. I have to just say line is equal to, I have to just append this string at the end of the file. Just copy this string and close the code actually. Am I clear, sir? Anything else is required? That's all. Only these two parameters. One the path and other is a line is equal to, right? If you go to the official if you go to the documentation of Ansible model, right, you will see that they'll be using this path, they'll be using this line and all, everything they will be using it actually. Am I clear, sir? And I'll just say -FN become because you are doing changes to the etc sudo, so you should be a sudo, you should have a sudo permission to do it. So enter. I think what I did, man. Yeah, I think I have to close with the code.
Single quote.
Yeah, I'll say enter. So now you could see that you have added it. How to verify it? Come over here, open the same file. So can you see at the end of the file, you have did the changes. See, this has been changed. See, it has been added. This is the end of the file. See, apart from this, nothing is there. See, if I go here and if you come down, this is the end of the file. So usually what happens when you try to run this Ansible command with the line in file model, whatever the changes it is doing, it will by default go and edit or append into the end of the file by default. I'll go and edit to the, sorry, add to the end of the file. Right? And Rajesh, you said that Rajesh, I want to delete it. What you will do? Any guesses? How you delete it? The changes? Can I do a state? Rajesh, is there any state? Is there? Yeah, go to the documentation. You'll see something state as absent. You have to give. That means that you have to go and remove this line actually from that file. App state is equal to absent. See, it has removed it. Go to this file. I mean, go to this source and then open this file again. Now you could see that you go to the end of the file. See, you can go to the end of the file. See, you have removed that line actually. Am I clear, sir? Anything is there? Yeah. Now you'll say that actually, Rajesh, whatever the line you added it, I want to go and I want to add to the beginning of that file, beginning of this it is sudos. So what you have to do that, you have to go back here, just use upper key to locate that command. Okay, this is what it is. Now what is happening that you have to add one more string here, something like insert after, insert, what is it? Insert after is equal to BOF, beginning of the file. We say BOF, beginning of the file. It means that at the very beginning, you have to add this Rajesh, this line into this file actually. There is something like EOF, end of the file. That also you can use it. I am using BOF, means beginning of the file. You want to do it. So just say enter. So what are this line is there, Rajesh? If you open this file, it is the sudo's file again. You could see that you have added that line at the very beginning of the file. See, you could see at the top, it has added it. See, here it has come. Am I clear, sir? Correct, sir? So now you know that, Rajesh, I don't want it. What you do, guys, you'll basically go to here and try to same thing. Here, you have to just add one more something as a state is equal to absent. That's all. You will remove that line from that file. Am I clear, sir? Okay, now you said that, okay, this is okay, Rajesh, for at the end of the file I'm adding, at the beginning of the file I'm adding. Suppose I want to add after some line. See, you open a file, and if you see it come down, somewhere you have to add it. Say that Rajesh, after this root line, right? Here, after this line, I want to add that line. Rajesh, all. Here I have to add it. How to do that? Yeah, go over here. Got it, guys? Go here. Now, what I will do that, I'll be remove this state is equal to absent and all. I don't want this. Okay. I don't want this. You have to use that, right? Now, here, what you're doing that, you instead of this one, you will say that, okay, Rajesh, after insert, what after insert? You have to open the code and just a cap means beginning. Okay, what is that beginning? Rajesh, there is something which we saw that keyword, something like a root actually. Yeah, root is the right. So after this root key, I want to add it. So I'm using here some kind of a regular expression as a cap actually. Am I clear, sir? And just run this command. Right? And run this command. Yeah, it has appended. So now I'll go to this node one. Here, I'll just quit this file and open this file again. Can you see here after root, it has added this line. Is it fine, guys? Am I clear? You go to the node 2, same, open the same sudoers file. I think sudo vi etc sudos. See, it has added that Rajesh something after the root actually. See, after this root, it has added. Am I clear, sir? So did you understood the whole thing of how line in file model works? Right? And now you say that Rajesh, I don't want it. Yeah, obviously you have to go here and you have to just upper key and then say, what is it? State is equal to absent. That's all. It'll remove that line. Am I clear, sir? So that's all about the this one, right? That's all about the line in file model. There are many other things are there. Like for example, if I go to the Ansible doc and then say line in file model, enter. If you come to the examples, you will find many other things like for example, regex and all you'll be there. That also quite interesting to learn. But see, reg expression, regular expression we say regex, regex actually, reg expression, regex. So if you come down, you will see some very, very important options also. Can you see here? Regex you will be using. So you'll be giving a pattern to it actually, like this. You'll be giving a pattern to it actually. Am I clear, sir? So all such things we'll be using. Don't worry. We will be using this sudoers, this line in file model heavily in our Ansible playbook. So when I write it, you will see that there are so many examples where I will be using this uh, line in file model. So now before we wind up the session, what I have to do that? I have to go and quickly restore this file because you need to sudo copy the etc sudoers original file .or file to the etc sudoers file. Clear, sir? Because you have to restore this file because you have did a lot of changes to this file. If you just try to start and stop it, if there is some issues there, then your system will not come up. It's always better to restore back the original file to the file. So copy the same command, go to the node 2 and then execute this command and say enter. That's all. Am I clear, sir? So today we will be stopping this one. And tomorrow what we will do that we will try to go with the YAML and data represented format that will take me around something 30 minutes discussion. And then we'll go with introduction of playbook. So tomorrow will be quite interesting because tomorrow we'll be starting with the playbook, not playlist, playbook, sorry. Introduction to the playbook. Right. So tomorrow will be quite interesting. Please attend the session from tomorrow onwards. Our actual understanding of Ansible will start now. Right, because we'll be learning playbook file and we'll be writing a lot of small to the very complex playbook file. We'll be writing a lot of examples. We'll be creating, and we know that all the examples what we'll do will be writing in the Visual Studio Code. We'll write it everything, right? And the same code what we write it, we'll try to run under our Ansible server, and we'll try to see how exactly this Ansible works for it, right? So there are so many concepts are there which we'll be learning in our upcoming sessions. Am I clear, sir? So with that, we're going to stop it, guys. Okay. Thank you. Then we'll meet tomorrow. Right? Tomorrow morning, we don't have a Azure session. Those guys who are attending Azure, okay, I'm just saying day after tomorrow, Friday, we will be having an Azure session. Friday morning and Friday evening, as usual, we'll be having the Ansible also. Tomorrow evening also we'll have an Ansible. Every day we'll be having. This Saturday also I will have an Ansible server. Ansible, sorry, session actually on Saturday night, sorry, not Friday, Saturday night. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, not Sunday, at least up to Friday, Saturday we will take the Ansible session. Am I clear, sir? So this week and the next whole week, like from Monday to Saturday, so every Ansible session is going to be very important. So please don't miss it. If you miss it also, please go to the recording. That's what I would request you. Right? If you miss something in the next class, even though you'll understand something, but there'll be some missing gap will be there. So if you missed it today's session, it is always better that first go to the recording and then attend tomorrow's session so that you'll be able to you'll be able to understand all our further topics actually. Okay, so thank you guys. With that, we are going to stop it. What is the time for the weekend, please? Same timing, Dan, like it will be 9 o'clock only. I don't want to really change any kind of a timing because it will confuse everyone. Saturday, Sunday, whatever I say, it will be 9 o'clock night only. Sunday, I will not take because at least in a week we have to take one day rest. So Saturday, I will take 9 o'clock session, 9 p.m. IST. Okay, thank you then. Thank you all. We'll meet tomorrow. Same timing, 9 o'clock. Okay,
Thank
let
you.
me stop the recording.